Alright, so this video is going to be more about how to use these functions, colors and stuff for your outputs in your actual forest game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the forest game that we're working on, and then I'm going to try using some of the stuff that we learned so that you can try the same thing. I think it's this one. Oh no, this is like way old. Let me go find the correct one because the correct one should have like the functions as levels. Remember level 2, level 3, level 1. So different levels. I believe I put it. It's Python. Oh yeah, functions. Here we go. There it is. So yeah, we got the two dictionaries with like weapons and protection, making the random monsters that are gonna show up. Definition of level 2. Definition of level 3, because the first level is actually not in a function. Like it's written out in our while loop. So that we can mention like level 2, level 3, so that we can continue to play after the first level. I'll make sure that I explain this to you guys one more time in class, and then we'll spend some time making sure it works perfectly, so that we have like a final product. So even if you don't have it completed, that's completely fine. I'm just gonna show you, for example, how I would use this function colors, like let's say for a graphic that shows up after every level. So after you complete level, it's gonna go ahead and display like a graphic, happy graphic for being able to pass the level. What I'm gonna do is I want to be able to just mention one function name. For example, this is the line of code where the game finishes after the first level. So let's say that I go north direction in level 1. All of this happens, and then right here, like this, you survive after encountering one monster. This is what happens when you, this is when you die, and then this is when you still survive. So either way, we're gonna see a graphic here when the level is complete and you survive, and then you're gonna be here when the game is over and the game ends. So we could go ahead and put a function here that contains a graphic, and another function here that displays like a sad graphic because the game is over. So we're actually ready to define two functions. One for here and another one for here. And the cool thing is we could go ahead and add it into the levels so that it's part of the function. And then we could go ahead and include it for when we go west and the game is over, or we survive. Same thing with east, when we complete it or when the game is over. And then we'll do the same thing for level 2 or level 3, because in level 2 we have the same code, north, west, or east, just a second time around, right? And the third time around. I usually like to define the functions at the very top That way I could go ahead and use it and it already exists. Okay, so I'm gonna do it up here. We'll do level pass. GFX usually is like a short way to write graphics, like in computer science or anywhere. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I guess it's a very simple function that throws out multiple lines of print. So we're not gonna really require a parameter. So we're gonna put in an empty print, and then we're ready to like put in like rows of symbols, multiples of them, so that it just becomes like a complete graphic. This is the website where you can generate those art. If you guys type in this to Google, it's gonna be the very first one. So you can pause the video and then type it in if you want. So there's a few different sections. So text art will let you write stuff such as like game over, and then it'll give you like different styles that you can copy. If you want graphics, you have to go to a little bit more down, and then you could like search up categories, and then they'll have different graphics that you could copy. My suggestion is choose smaller graphics because that's a lot less work. Because look at how many rows this is. This is like 200 lines of print. That's a lot of work. If you want to do that, go for it. But my suggestion is like choose something small and simple. Like this is like 5-6 lines. Perfect. Let's see. Let's do game over graphics, which should be like bad, right? Like like you failed. These are all a lot. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it simple and then choose a very simple one. So I click copy, and then I take it to my code, and then this is what I actually like to do. I actually erase everything, paste everything, and then once I have the lines of symbols, I go to the front, and then I put the print. And then I copy that, Command C or Control C, and then I paste so that it's quick. And then same thing, bam. So I'm done. I just got to indent because it's part of the definition for, oh, it's level pass. Let's go ahead and change that to game over. There you go. Let me just make sure it works. I'm gonna call that function game over GFX, and then that should be like the first thing that I see. Sweet. Which means that I want to add some colors now. So I gotta import style. Oh, sorry. From style import FGBGEFRS, and then that means that we need a requirements file, which you guys saw in the previous video, and then the library name, to equal symbol, and the version number. That way people download the right one. And then I'm ready to add some colors. So I'm gonna say FG plus FG.rs is to stop it. I need the exact same thing for the other line, and then I need the color. I'm just gonna choose a random color. You know what? I'm gonna choose purple, 141. And then the next time I run this code, it should come out in that color. Perfect. And you don't have to use the same color. You could use different ones. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this so that I just have the definition. That way I could go put it to like different places where we need to put it. So first place we said was after the level 1 is complete or when it's over. So I'm gonna place it there. So it's really hard to die after the first level. So I want to test this. So let's just create the level past one. GFX. Let's go ahead and do something positive. Level past. And then I'll do something a little bit different this time. I'm gonna go ahead and use, let's use this one. So copy, paste. And then look, I already have the code, so I don't have to really go write it out. Paste. I better copy the quotation too. Paste. I just click in the beginning. Paste. And then paste, paste, paste. Tab, indent. That way I could go use it. Copy just the name part without the colon. That way I could go place it where it needs to go. And then same thing. This is for passing. And then this is for game over. And then let's go do the same thing for when you go east. And then when the game is over. Okay. Let's see. We should be able to test level pass. And because we didn't put those functions into like level 2 and level 3, because you gotta become like damaged a few times for you to die, right? And that doesn't really happen till like level 2 or 3. But we haven't put in those graphics in there yet, so I think we're only gonna be able to test level pass. Let's try it. So I got stick. That's worth 25 as my protection. That's the random one. So that's the only thing that I'm gonna use to protect myself from all these animals. So I have the benefit of looking at what animal I'm gonna get. Oh no, because monster is random. 3 random ones, and I just get to see monster 1. So I don't know what it is. Let's see. Let's go north. Oh wow, it was a bear. So bear worth 50 damage. My stick only goes up to 25, so I lose. I got all 50 damage. It has to be equal number to like block that damage. So out of 100, bear did 50. So my health is at 50. Level 1's complete. And ta-da! Here's my level pass graphic. That comes from up here. Now, my challenge to you is do the same thing for level 2. And then do the same thing for level 3. All right. And then in class, when I'm back Friday, what we'll do is we'll try to create a function um, that'll greet the user and then welcome them using their own name and then stylize it with bold. And then if you want, maybe try, adding like bold and effect and colors to these lines of output for the gameplay so that it's not just all one chunk of like white text, right? Maybe damage is red, maybe protection is green. Um, so just stylize it so that it's easier to read. That's a huge part of programming, the user's experience with the program. So if they can read really clearly with different colors and they're like, okay, red, oh, that's the damage. So next time it's easier to recognize. So try it. We'll see you Friday. Good job.